The Lives of the Saints by Father Alban, Butler, August 1st, St. Ethelwold, Bishop of Winchester. This saint was nobly born and a native of Winchester. Being moved in his youth with an ardent desire totally to devote himself to the divine service, he for some time made it his most earnest request to the Father of Lights that he might find an experienced guide in the paths of salvation. He met with this director in the great St. Dunstan, then Abbot of Glastonbury, to whom he addressed himself, and received from his hands the monastic habit, knowing that heavenly wisdom is an inestimable treasure, to purchase which we must sell all things and exert our whole strength. He bid adieu to all other thoughts and pursuits, and never ceased to sigh, to pray, to weep, and to labor with all the ardor of his soul, that he might be so happy as to obtain so great a good, to which God himself vouchsafes in his mercy to invite us. The earnestness with which he sought daily to improve his soul in perfect virtue was the surest mark how much the Holy Ghost already reigned in his heart. At the same time, his zeal for knowledge made him embrace every branch of the sacred sciences with so much the greater ardor as these studies were become his essential duty. St. Dunstan, after some time, made him dean of his monks. In 947, King Edred rebuilt and richly endowed the Abbey of Abingdon in Berkshire, which had formerly been founded by King Sissa in 675 and augmented by Ina. Ethelwold was appointed abbot of this great monastery, which he rendered a perfect model of regular discipline, and a nursery of other like establishments. He procured from Corby a master of church music, and sent Osger to Fleury, a monastery which at that time surpassed all others in the reputation of strict observance of the most perfect monastic discipline. The fury of the Danes had made such havoc of religious houses that no monks were then left in all England except in the two monasteries of Glastonbury and Abingdon, as the historian of this latter place, published by Wharton, testifies, and the education of youth and every other support of learning and virtue was almost banished by the ravages of those barbarians. These deplorable circumstances awaked the zeal of the virtuous, especially of St. Dunstan, St. Ethelwold, and St. Oswald. These three also set themselves with great industry to restore learning. St. Ethelwold was consecrated Bishop of Winchester by St. Dunstan. The disorders and ignorance which reigned among some of the clergy of England occasioned by the Danish devastations produced a scandalous violation of some of the canons. Ethelwold found these evils obstinate and past recovery among the disorderly secular canons of the Cathedral of Winchester. Wherefore he expelled them, allotting to each of them a part of their prebends for their annual subsistence, and placing monks from Abingdon in their room, with whom he kept choir as their bishop and abbot. 3 of the former canons took the monastic habit, and continued to serve God in that church. The year following, St. Ethelwold expelled the seculars out of the new monastery of Winchester, and placed their monks with an abbot. He repaired the nunnery dedicated to the Virgin Mary in the same city, and bought of the king the lands and ruins of the great nunnery of St. Audrey in the Isle of Ely, which had been burnt by the Danes 100 years before. And he erected on the same spot a sumptuous abbey of monks, which King Edgar exceedingly enriched, as is related by Thomas of Ely. He likewise purchased the ruins of Thorney in Cambridgeshire, which he restored in like manner about the year 970. He assisted and directed Adolf to buy the ruins of Peterborough Abbey and rebuild the same in a most sumptuous manner. The foundation of this house was laid by Peter, the first Christian king of the Mercians, in 646, but it was finished by that king's brothers Wulfhere and Ethelred, and their devout virgin sisters Keneburg and Kynewith, who were there interred. This abbey, after having flourished 200 years in great reputation for piety, was destroyed by the Danes in 870. Adolf, chancellor to King Edgar, having buried his only son, who died in his infancy in 960, gave his whole estate to this house, took the monastic habit in it, and was chosen the first abbot. St. Ethelwold, who labored so strenuously to propagate the divine honor and the sanctification of others, was always solicitous and zealous, in the first place, to adorn his own soul with all virtues, and to make himself in all things a sacrifice agreeable to God, for it is only the humility and charity of the heart that give a value to exterior actions. Without these, to give our goods to the poor and our bodies to the flames would not avail us. The fervor of devotion and compunction must be always nourished and increased in the breast, or it grows slack, as an arrow shot from a bow loses by degrees its force and at length falls to the ground. In our saint, the fervent exercise of interior devotion and the practice of exterior actions of virtue mutually supported and gave strength to each other. He rested from his labors on the 1st of August, 984, and was buried in the Cathedral of Winchester on the south side of the high altar. Authentic proofs of miracles wrought through his intercession having been made, his body was taken up and solemnly deposited under the altar by St. Elphege, his immediate successor, afterward Archbishop of Canterbury and martyr.